The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered 12. Covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Happy Monday, boys and girls. What's up? Welcome into another episode of the Bostonian versus the book. He's Dave Sharapan. I am Matt Perrault, and we are not a Red Sox show, but we might be today. Lots of good things to get to on the program. U.S. Open. JJ Spaun comes from the clouds. I was on with Sports Grid with Joe Ranieri. We were laughing out JJ Spaun. One of the producers had bet him to win. And we were like, my gosh, what a bad bet. Look out. The guy comes after the rain delay. And here we are talking about a $4.3 million ticket for JJ Spaun. We'll get to the Red Sox endeavors. Clearly, lots to say on that. We have a hockey game from the weekend to break down. We have an NBA basketball game tonight to get into. We are always live on our YouTube channel at Boston versus the book, replayed on Sports Grid Television and Sirius XM channel 159. And you guys on Twitter, don't be afraid to comment. We know you're watching and we see it in the comment section. We got a couple of guys who do that every day, but we want to make sure that we take care of you guys so you can write messages and notes and whatnot, interject with us on the Twitters and get going here with us as we go live there every single day, as well as YouTube. Dave, happy Monday. How are you?
Happy Monday, sir. Yes, it's a participative show. It starts with everybody hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button for the YouTube channel. That helps us out. Watching the show when we're doing the show is a lot of fun because you see the chat flowing. People interact. It was a really good back and forth going on before the show here with a lot of different things like what will we talk about? What would lead off the show? All of that will be found out here very quickly. You have a nice Red Sox hat on. I have a nice Red Sox hat on. I actually have this one as well, sitting right here to make the rotation. It's the same that you're wearing. So I said, you know what? They're going to make fun of us anyway if I start off the show with the same hat on. So maybe I'll put that on later. And then this guy's going to pitch tonight. I mean, what more? Yeah, that was us.
The Dodgers did. No, we didn't. The Dodgers did.
Well, they first said that. Then they said maybe August. Then they said, oh, tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Dave Roberts just was like, yeah, he's pitching tomorrow, which is kind of interesting. We'll get into it during Ohtani watch, obviously, but it is interesting that the team decided that the Padres, their biggest rival, that's the game he's going to make his return, and not just before the All-Star break, but before we got to June 20th. Ohtani is now back as a Major League Baseball pitcher. So, okay, let's see. Maybe the guys at the Bleacher Report were right when they said he was not earning his keep by only hitting, but the hitting wasn't that great other than the weekend because he had gone 10 games without a home run and without an RBI. Well, he hit 2 of them on Saturday, came through. So, and the Dodgers won 5-4 last night on Sunday Night Baseball to take 2 out of 3 against the Giants. So now they got the Padres coming into town. And boy, oh boy, tonight's ticket went from being kind of like a good ticket to an incredibly hot ticket, even though Ohtani's only going to go for 1 inning, they said. So we'll get to that coming up during.
He can still hit. Once he's taken out of the game from pitching, yes, he's stout. He can do that.
Yeah.
Maybe they made that like the Ohtani rule.
Yeah, they don't lose the DH by having him be out there.
Right.
So he's able to go back and become a pitcher, become a hitter after being a pitcher. And they got to rotate things. And it is an interesting look at the lineup, though, because I think he does move around in the lineup a little bit, depending on who winds up hitting in the pitcher spot, which would be Ohtani. So I guess he bats first. So no, it wouldn't matter. He'll bat first the whole time. So he'll, or if they have him lead off or third, depending on where they're going to have him bat tonight against the Padres, who are not throwing just a slouch. They got Cease going tonight. So, you know, they got a good pitcher themselves going tonight. But so many cool things to get into. Somebody said, why couldn't we spread out some of these topics? It's a great point because we have a ton to get into from the weekend. So what happened last night? What happened this weekend? Sorry, cash the JJ Spaun ticket, not the Devers trade to lead the show today because it is a major. It was a crazy event. This guy was gone, done, dusted. 5 bogeys in his first 6 holes. Ranieri and I are literally laughing at the bad breaks that JJ Spaun was getting because on the second hole, he hit the pin. The ball goes 50 yards off the green. I mean, just insane. Third hole, same thing. Left the ball on top of a ridge instead of going over the ridge and down to the hole. It falls back 20 yards off the green, rolls all the way back. Guy was an absolute disaster. Then the rains came, and he got to change his entire clothing and his whole damn mindset because he winds up hitting a 65-foot birdie putt on the 18th green to win the tournament going away. Won the thing by 2 strokes. Hell of a performance by JJ Spaun.
40 on the front. He shot 40 on the front and had everything go wrong. Unbelievable back. 17 was the shot.
Yes, the drive.
Right?
Yeah.
The drivable par 4, he goes for it and hits it.
Stuck it.
Right? Makes the birdie. Yeah. So now all he has to do is get par on 18, which I'm not diminishing that at all. But he gets on the green in 2, 64 feet away, and drains it. That was a hell of a moment. Not a lot of people had it. I know the books did very, very well.
150 to 1. He's the
yeah.
second largest. He's the second longest shot ever behind Phil Mickelson at 200 to 1.
Yeah.
When Phil won the Masters. I mean,
unbelievable.
Did the USGA make a mistake, in your opinion, not stopping play? Because I think that they did. And I understand that Oakmont is a very difficult golf course, and everyone has to play the same golf course. So when it's raining for everybody. Except when there is standing water and there are legitimate pools of water underneath the golf ball, like the course was unplayable. And yet they're so concerned about the logistics. And I get it, right? If you are a USGA, one, you're very worried about television. The number of people watching on Father's Day, they want the tournament to end on Sunday because they're not going to watch on Monday because they have work and life and things. So they have Sunday to watch the tournament. Secondly, all the volunteers, everybody who is out at the golf course to be a part of the golf course, to be a part of the tournament, they all have to come back on Monday. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to come back and to deal with all of that. But did the USGA make a mistake in your mind?
Maybe. I mean, they got it in, which is what they needed to do. But it was ugly there for a little bit. Like it really was. And I mean, Burns got kind of screwed.
Screwed. Completely screwed.
That wasn't really fair.
Yeah, the Masters would have stopped. I think most golf tournaments, if it wasn't for a major on Father's Day, I think would have done it. I mean, Kevin Whitlock's right. Squeegeeing between greens. How about squeegeeing greens with the guys on the green? Like they were doing that.
Yeah.
they had players who were on the green and they would come and bring the squeegee and they were going ahead and running the water off. I was like, hold on a second. Like, what are we doing? I know rain's part of the game. I understand that. But I thought Burns got screwed. I thought a couple of the shots that Adam Scott was having to deal with was a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like when you're stepping down on the ground and there's legit water coming up, like not just a little water, like a lot of water is coming out. Like that's a really hard golf shot. And I thought I was watching the YouTube TV multi-channel and they had one of the channels that had the players mic'd up and had different microphones around. And Scotty Scheffler was asking a USGA official, hey, I don't want to hit this shot if you guys are going to stop play. And the guy was like, why would we stop play? And Scotty was like, well, look around. He's like, there's water everywhere. He's like, the golf course is unplayable. And the official was like, well, we don't have any plans of stopping. It's 6:30 p.m. It gets dark in 2 hours. I don't hear a horn. I don't think you're going to hear a horn. And so Scotty was like, okay. So the players thought the golf course was not playing fairly and needed to be stopped. So I think they should have stopped it. I think it would have been better for the game itself. But look, JJ Spaun, he gets 5 years of exemptions to the Masters, the U.S. Open, and the Open champion.
Mm-hmm.
$4.3 million.
Ridiculous.
Like this is a guy who a couple of months ago was seen on a Muni golf course putting and working on his game. And when a reporter saw him out there, asked, "Why are you out there?" And he said, "It humbles me to know where I came from,
right?
To be around these people." Like, it's a pretty interesting story. Rags to riches story, if there's such a thing for somebody on the PGA Tour, but a very unlikely champion, and a guy who had to go to CVS last night for his sick daughter who had a stomach ache. Middle of the night, had to go to CVS on the night of Father's Day before his biggest golf tournament round of his life to be a dad. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, the whole thing. You know what else was cool?
What?
Watching Tiger again.
In 2008, when they had to play the replay of the U.S. Open at Pine, where was that? Not Pine.
Torrey Pines.
Torrey Pines. Thank you.
Yeah.
How about the outfits? Rocco
Mediate.
Rocco
had some
Mediate.
baggy pants on.
Rocco Mediate's pants.
Had some pants
I
on.
couldn't stop laughing. I was like,
Right.
We let him do that? Like 2008 wasn't that long ago. Like, and we let Rocco Mediate walk around the golf course with those hammer pants? Like, what were we doing?
Right.
Like, I was loving that. But, somebody said that we don't have roars like that anymore. I was like, you know what? You're right. We really don't. Even JJ Spaun's putt, it was unbelievable. It shocked everybody. But we came to expect that from Tiger in 2008. Like, that's why everyone went crazy, because it was like a consistent thing. The Tiger Woods would hit a putt to take the lead going into the final round. I wonder why they chose the third round, because Tiger was so banged up on the fourth round.
Well, no, they had them both. It went into the Monday playoff, because that was the Monday playoff.
Yeah, so, but they when I watched, I just saw the 2008 third round. I didn't see the final round or the playoff. That was the knee injury, the left knee problem for Tiger. But I saw the third round when he hit the birdie putt on 18 for like 65 feet to take the lead into Sunday. And then I didn't see Sunday. Did they show Sunday too?
They had some of it, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was hilarious because Pap here, my father-in-law, lived at the next town over from Oakmont. So he's played Oakmont multiple times. So him seeing the course and all this stuff was a lot of fun all weekend, talking golf with him and just letting him tell me stories and all this other stuff. But watching my mother-in-law watch Tiger again,
right?
She was so excited when the rain delay started because she was tired of it. She was just tired of the rain delay. The rain delay the rain was ruining the golf.
Definitely.
And she was like, "Oh my God, they put Tiger on." So it was funny because Jess and I went over and said, "Are you excited?" And she's like, I forgot what it was like watching him play like this. And, so they got a nice little that in addition to what happened after. I kept asking Pap throughout the weekend, who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to win? At one point he said Burns. At one point he said Scott. Never did he say Spaun. Well,
the golf gods made it very difficult on JJ Spaun to start that round. And I think, as you mentioned, he shot a 40, then a 32. Yeah. Like, no one's ever done that in a final round to win a major.
Yeah.
40-32. Like, that's ridiculous to have that. And I guess in the modern times, back in the day, that had happened. But in the modern times, we hadn't seen anybody do something like that to win a major. And I thought it was an interesting juxtaposition when you're watching Tiger and you're watching kind of what the crowd was like and what the intensity was like in 2008. Rocco Mediate still plays like a club pro. Like, the way he approached the golf course was so interesting, just because he looks like your Italian uncle, just out there, no golf gloves, barehanded, two hands, like just knocking it around. And the guy was competing with Tiger for 4 straight days, 5 days really, for the US Open. But that level of intensity on the golf course because of Tiger, and then you switch over to watching JJ Spaun come from behind, and then, was he going to choke? Then he needed 2 putts, and then he hit the shot. He didn't need to bury it, but he buried it. 65 foot. It didn't matter as long as the thing didn't go 25 feet past the hole.
It was going pretty good too.
It was moving.
Yeah.
It was moving. I agree.
Yeah.
It was definitely moving. He hit it. He hit the damn shot. I mean, that's, one of those. I don't know if I agree with the headline because if he had needed it to win the shot of his life, because he could have two-potted and still won the major.
The shots of his life. The 17 was
fine, fair.
That was the shot.
Yeah, that was the clincher.
And then the putt on 18. So multiple shots. But like WV Punch Truck 1 was there.
Yeah,
he was there on Friday. It was packed, absolutely packed. I thought Pittsburgh showed out pretty well.
Definitely. Oh yeah.
Oak wants a special place.
Oh no,
the merch tent ran out of double X polos. Oh my!
But I think one of the, I don't want to call it negative, but one of the interesting parts about Oakmont is how wide, how long, how many miles that thing takes up.
Oh,
because there was parts of that tournament where it was downpour rain, and the other part of the golf course was in sunshine.
Yeah.
So like that's how big of a course you could really sense that, because I was on with Ranier again on Sports Grid on Sunday, and we're looking at the clouds and we're like, what the hell's going on with the weather? We're like, that's supposed to stay south. And then it crept north, more and more north. And then the southern tip of the golf course got into the rain. And we were like, wow, are they going to stop play? Because it was really intense rain, but there was no lightning. So I was like, how is there no lightning in that system? Like that should be stopping play, but they didn't stop play because it wasn't full of thunder and lightning. And then the rain got too intense and they had to stop play just from a safety perspective. So that golf course is really, I mean, Tommy the Lip, who joined us on Wednesday, wasn't kidding. Like walking 40,000 steps a day is not.
Oh yeah. I
crazy.
told you, I covered it one time, a tournament for 2 days, and I was exhausted walking up and down the hills and all this other stuff. WV Punch Truck 1 just said it's as hard to walk around as Augusta, and he didn't expect that. I mean, it really is. Pittsburgh weather is unique too. It can rain across the street and, not be raining where we're sitting. So, didn't surprise me.
A lot of dads woke up from a nap, thought they time traveled watching Tiger again.
Well, it's funny too, because we had it on.
Yeah.
And then we ran out and came back, and it was still on the TV. So Jess was like, wait, Tiger's actually in this?
Here we go.
Jess,
Then you saw the pants. You're like, oh.
I'm like, this is 2008. Look in the corner. Oh. She's like, well, this is probably pretty entertaining if they're showing it, right? I'm like, yeah. So we kept it on.
when a guy like JJ Spaun, who was 150-1, wins the tournament, and Scotty Scheffler doesn't even come in the top 10, what type of night was that like for the books?
Phenomenal. I mean, monster. Like you're cashing single-digit tickets on winner.
Yeah, who said that? Somebody said, I forget which bookmaker tweeted that they had one bet at 150.
JJ Spaun.
Sorry, one person 3 times. They had one person bet the limit 3 times on JJ Spaun. That was the only plays that they had on JJ Spaun at 150-1. That's it.
I'm trying to think who the biggest upset was while I was in the book.
What would have been Phil, right? You were in the book when Phil at 200-1 won the Masters, right?
What year was that?
Phil's last Masters. It was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, right?
I don't remember.
It was Buster Douglas.
Yeah. Angel Cabrera.
Angel Cabrera.
Yeah.
He won the Masters. He wasn't 150. He was like 100. He was a long shot.
He was high though, but we didn't. Yeah. We had like 3 tickets on him. Like when you hit grade on a situation like that and you get that big number, you're like, wow.
Oh, that's right. It was the PGA that Phil won. Thank you, CBW. It wasn't the Masters he won it. It was 2021 when he won the PGA. Phil's last championship.
Oh,
Danny Willett was a pretty big one.
Oh boy. And the boys
150 or 200, but it was long. 125.
Well, the early numbers were 150 and then it went down 80, 75. Because the doctor had him, Junkyard had him, a bunch of us had him.
Really?
It was That was one of the most stressful Sundays we ever had. Watching it in the book, because we all had it. No one in the book did. I remember working that day.
All the guys behind the counter.
All the guys behind the counter were like, "Oh my God, he's going to win! Oh my God, he's in it! He's in it! Hang on here, Danny." 2 guys had to leave. They were supposed to work till 3. They had to leave. They couldn't. They were useless.
Wow.
Like, just go home. You're watching the golf. Get out of here. You're not helping anybody. You're not watching. You're not watching the baseball. You're not watching the lines. I get out. Go. So yeah, Danny Will is a good one.
Interesting. So it was one of those Sunday watches. From a Father's Day perspective, I think that was fun. I think you're right about getting it in for NBC and for television. They wanted to get it in. I don't know what happened to Dan Hicks's microphone, because the call, normally when you have a call like that 65-footer, that's one of those like legendary things that will live for a long time. And his mic completely overmodulated, and no one cares about this but me. But I was furious at it, because as a broadcaster, what the hell happened, NBC? Like,
audio guy.
I'm an audio guy, but I'm also someone that loves the history of sport calls. Like, that's just like one of those, you want to have that. And now you have this like over-modulated crap call from Dan Hicks, who I think Dan Hicks had a piece of JJ Spaun. If I had to go back and
he was that excited.
He was too excited.
Wow.
Because when he did it twice. He did it on 18, which is justifiable, but he also did it on the birdie, I believe, on the 15th or 16th hole. When he birdied that hole, Spaun, he screamed for JJ Spaun. And I was like, okay, Dan Hicks, do you have something a little extra on JJ Spaun? Because I think he was like only like a stroke back after that. And like everyone was like, oh my God, what a start. What awful start. And now here he comes in. He birdies 4 of his last 7 holes. So I was bummed about the audio there, but I think Dan Hicks may have been a little more invested in JJ Spaun than others in terms of having, I think he may have been sitting on a 150 ticket, something like that. It was a little bit, really excited about the whole thing. So, but even JJ Spaun admitted he went into the locker room, he changed his clothes and said, I'm a new person. We're throwing that away. We're going to, he had worked with a sports psychologist about being able to throw away rounds. This was mid-round, but same thought process.
Yep.
Get rid of all of it. Like, forget about it. Just go and start all over again, which in sports, you're not supposed to get that chance in golf. Like, right. Same thing in baseball, right? Like when a baseball team goes into a rain delay, the starting pitcher's mowing guys down and he comes back out and he's not the same pitcher, or vice versa. Like, you hit an ace, the ace went in, calmed down, re-warmed up, figured out his brain, and then came back out and started mowing guys down. You can't predict it. You can't, you just got to play it. But what a break for JJ Spaun.
Oh yeah.
Just a massive break to get to do that.
And to finish it, like, to get back in it is one thing, and then to finish it, because McIntyre got in with the +1, and it turns out, what a number.
Yeah.
The winning score, 1.5 over under. I mean,
I thought it was going to be 3. I thought for sure. I was like, I did not see Burns and Scott after the rain delay falling apart the way both of them did. I mean, they went the other way. They weren't playing great, but they played even worse after the rain delay. Spaun was playing awful and then played great. So the rain affected different players, but it also affected the course. I mean, the rain made the course, instead of making it more gettable, it made any missed shot like a death sentence.
Yep.
Like,
it made even some good shots at death sentence when it was sitting in that water and all that other stuff. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah,
really
I bet Adam Scott over under 72.5 final round score punch drunk. It shocked me how he had gone 70, 67, and I really thought Adam Scott was going to be able to handle himself on a Sunday just by doing what he had done the 3 previous rounds. And he was kind of up and down. He missed the eagle putt, which I think could have changed his round if he had hit it. He birdied the hole, but he eagled it. It may have set him off on a different trajectory. But the rain killed him. Like, the rain he wasn't able to play his game.
Some guys are mutters and some guys aren't.
Yeah, and Burns is not a mutter. We learned that about Burns as well. Sam Burns did not play well after the rain.
You think Rory's a mutter?
MFer maybe.
Oh,
I mean, Rory right now, there's all rumors flying around about Rory. I had a guy that I know that's close to the PGA Tour and whatnot, and there could be marriage problems for Rory again.
Yeah.
So that's why he's not talking to the media, that he doesn't want to have any conversation about that could get brought up about his personal life, and he knows it's going to surface at some point. So he's in a tough spot. Like mentally, he's in a tough spot at the moment. He doesn't want to talk. So his game was bad. Like good call out of Tommy the Lip. He made the cut, but he was not even a factor at all.
Right.
John Rahm wasn't a factor. Scheffler wasn't a factor. Bryson DeChambeau missed the cut. I mean, if you had the Ortiz guy from the Live Tour being the #1 Live finisher, congrats, because I don't think anybody saw that as to where that guy came from. He came from the clouds. He was, gone on that. So I think the whole it's such a fun tournament, and we get to do another major coming up here in just a month at the Open Championship in Northern Ireland. So we'll see if Rory changes and plays better there, being back in his neck of the woods. But right now, Rory's golf game is bye-bye. Not good.
No,
not good at all. I don't know if I would call him an embarrassment, but his game wasn't good. Punch drunk. It was.
Well, I mean, what he said afterward though was a little bit. I don't know if it's embarrassing, but it really put people off the wrong way.
Do you mean between the third and the fourth round? When they asked him, "What do you want in your fourth round?"
Well, no. After even that, when he said, "I don't need to talk to you guys."
Yeah. Well, after the third round, he said basically, "What do you want for your final?" He basically said to go around there and just get the hell out of here. Like,
right.
He just wanted to get in the car and go home. So that wasn't good. And then not wanting to talk to the media after the fourth round, and not good. So we'll see what the Open, but I bet people are going to fade him at the Open Championship equally, saying that like he should be doing.
Oh yeah. Oh,
everything.
There's no doubt that'll get legs as we get closer to it.
Yeah.
There'll be guys that'll just be, fades. Like, and that's what, guys like Tommy the Lip do, or other people, that are playing those matchups and all that other stuff. You just bet against them in every matchup.
Yeah.
And when it goes that way, you're like, oh, okay. He did shoot the low round of the day on Sunday.
He did 3 under.
Thank you, 1 star.
He did card that, but he also played early. Guys who played
before
early,
all the rain and all that other stuff.
crap. Yeah. Robert McIntyre, same thing.
Yeah.
Like if you're able to go play, but I mean, I know a lot of folks are going to bet Robert McIntyre to win the Open after what he did at the U.S.
Without a doubt, he looks steady as hell.
Yeah, and he's going home.
Did.
I mean, he's going back, not home, but he's from Scotland, but to go to Northern Ireland, so he's going to his neck of the woods to go play. So there's a lot. Looking ahead to some futures, I think it's like 70-80 to 1 on McIntyre to win the Open Championship. So maybe not a crazy flyer of a bet to jump on right now before the odds move for him. All right, Dave's wearing it. I'm wearing it. Rafael Devers, Red Sox fathers on Father's Day, got a whole lot of turd in a punch bowl story when Rafael Devers gets traded to the Giants after the Red Sox sweep the Yankees. You were on Sports Grid, gave us that stat, that only 2 teams in baseball had yet to be swept. Mets and the Yankees both get swept over the weekend. Yep. Bye-bye. So now everyone's been swept in Major League Baseball. Red Sox are 5-1 after Rafael Devers and company hit a home run in that game. And the Red Sox starting pitching was outstanding against the Yankees. Gave up 1 earned run in 3 games to the Yankees. Only that being the Crochet 9th inning home run to Aaron Judge, which could have been a devastating loss if Boston had lost that game, but they won in extras 2-1. To then trade Rafael Devers to the San Francisco Giants for a package of pitchers and prospects.
They had to get him off the plane.
They yanked him off the plane and put him in a damn cab, Dave. They put him in a cab. They didn't even put him in a team car. They called him a taxi and said, "Go away. You're gone."
How bad must have things been?
Really bad. So before we get to the other side, and we'll talk about Devers with San Francisco here in a second and what that does for the Giants, because there is a lot to talk about with that.
Yeah.
The Red Sox signed Rafael Devers to a 10-year, $313 million contract. The Giants are taking all of it. That's why this trade was made. It doesn't matter who came back. The Red Sox wanted out from Rafael Devers. How bad was it? That's the question. Well, CBS Sports is reporting this morning that Rafael Devers was asked to take ground balls at first base and third base in spring training. He told them, "No, I'm not doing that." The Red Sox then said, "Look, we're paying you. We need you to be part of this organization. You have to be the face of the organization and the leader of the organization. Rafael Devers, according to CBS Sports, looked at the Red Sox and said, trade me in spring training when they wanted him to switch to take ground balls, not actually change positions, just take practice play at these positions.
Did he say it in English or Spanish?
I don't know. CBS Sports isn't saying that, but they're reporting that Rafael Devers told the Red Sox in spring training to trade him. So the Red Sox essentially were shopping him all season.
Wow.
Talking to different players, different options as to what to do should they trade him out of Boston. They wanted to send him, just like they did Mookie Betts, as far away from Boston as possible. We're just sending you completely to a different planet so our fans never watch you play again. Devers is not Mookie Betts. And so the anger that is coming down from Red Sox Nation, I think, has a lot to do with the fact that Bogaerts plays in San Diego and Mookie plays in LA. Now, the third of the 2018 Three Amigos that won the World Series with the Red Sox is now playing on the West Coast with the San Francisco Giants. They regretted the contract, Dave. They signed him to a massive deal,
right?
Because I think they felt like they had to, because they had not given Mookie what Mookie wanted.
Well, had he just taken the ground balls or maybe played a little bit of first base, would they have
He's
traded
still
him?
there. No. Devers is still. If Devers played the role of leader, I think this is my opinion. When the Red Sox signed Alex Bregman, they should have talked to Rafael Devers about it. Should have. Now, they didn't, but no one has to do that, right? That's just good PR. It's good communication. The Red Sox suck at it. So that's a bad move. So that get everyone on the wrong
They should have
foot.
talked to him about, hey, we're going to go get Bregman.
Yeah, just told him. Say, hey,
Okay.
Not consulted, just told him.
Right,
ahead
just
of
said
time.
we're going to get Bregman. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting Bregman. So this
Right.
FYI, Devers, like, we're getting Bregman. And then he could have said, like, well, what's going to happen at third base? Well, we'll figure that out when he gets, but that's not what happened. He found out when the world found out that Alex Bregman was a Red Sox. Devers was like, what? You got who? So that was a mistake. But instead of being a mature adult, he sulked, he pouted, he whined. He said, I'm not being a DH. And then he moved to DH. And then when Tristan Casas got hurt, he's like, well, I'm not playing first base. You have me be a DH. And he told Craig Breslow, the GM, quote, do your job. Okay, hold on a second. Like, you can do certain things as a superstar player, but to challenge authority, someone's blinking in that situation. And when you don't control the cards, and Devers does not control the cards, you're asking to be made an example of. So Alex Bregman comes to the Red Sox, and what does he do? He takes over the leadership void in Boston, in that clubhouse. He took all the young kids out. He bought them suits. He started to teach them how to be a professional. And when asked why, Alex, why are you doing this? He said, in Houston, the veterans did that for me. They taught me how to be a pro. I'm going to teach these kids how to be a professional, how to be a Major League Baseball player. Rafael Devers is 28 years old and never did any of that. Never wanted to do any of that. So now Boston's got 3 stars, Christian Campbell, Marcelo Meyer, and Roman Anthony, who are all going to be the face of the franchise for the next 10 years. And you have a malcontent in Rafael Devers who is challenging authority. I just think the Red Sox had enough of it. And they found a team that was willing. They wanted out from the contract, all of it. And they found a team that was willing to take the contract.
Did they tell Devers before that Bregman was going to play second?
There was we will determine once Bregman comes in what's best for the team. There was a whole conversation as to what to do. There wasn't like Bregman's being signed to the second baseman. That didn't happen. There wasn't he's coming in to take your position, Rafi. There was we're signing a very good baseball player, and we're going to find out how it all fits. And Devers was the only one who said, oh, no, we're not. Like, I'm the third baseman, period. And that was the problem that the Red Sox had, that they weren't going to be strong-armed because they knew the youth movement was coming. And he made them regret the contract. I'm not saying Devers is not the best hitter on the Red Sox. He's a Yankee killer. He's a 3-time All-Star. He's an unbelievable player
in baseball.
Yes.
Top 10 hitter in baseball.
100%. Yes, 100%. But at some point, you're not in control of your own future. Like, you work for somebody.
Right.
And in the second that you forget that a billionaire signed your check, because that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
When he went to Kansas City.
When John Henry went to Kansas City and asked Rafael Devers to switch to first base, and Rafael Devers told the owner no. Like, I mean, how many times do you think John Henry's been told no in his life when he's paying somebody $300 million?
Right.
Like, I'm paying you I built the empire, right? I built you all of this to come here and play baseball. And I'm paying you, and I am getting on my private plane to come see you, to ask you to do something that the baseball team needs. And you tell me no to my face.
Right.
Goodbye. Like, that's just one of those, like, you're asking to be shipped out. And I actually don't hate John Henry doing it. I don't like that Devers got traded. I didn't want him traded. I want him on the Red Sox. But I also know that the New England Patriots showed everyone in New England about team first football. And that if you're not going to do team first anything in basketball, baseball, hockey, whatever it might be, if it's about you and only about you in that part of the country in professional sports, you're not long to be part of those teams. So the returns
when they aren't in first place.
What?
Especially when they aren't in first place.
Right.
Like, winning hides a lot of things.
Correct. I agree with you. Yeah. When they're a 500 baseball team at best, right? Like,
I find the timing of it
awful.
So unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, guys with big followings like Carabas was talking about this.
Furious.
But
you have to understand that Jared's very close to Rafi. Okay. Jared and Rafi have a long, long relationship.
Oh.
That's one of his boys. I mean, a lot of the stuff from the Red Sox that Carabas reported came from, I'll assume, Rafael Devers.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was. That's how he got onto the bus in 2018 to the parade. Okay. He was on Devers. Devers and him got drunk. He was posting videos of him and Rafael Devers loaded after the 2018 World Series parade. And like Jared Carabas had a lot of connections to that player, and so to have that player be shipped out, I get why he's pissed. I understand. I mean, right. I get why fans are pissed. I understand. I'm removed from it, so I'm able to see it from a 30,000-foot perspective versus the myopic Red Sox freak out that happened last night on the media or in on social media.
Yeah,
it just like, you know, every Red Sox fan going, I sell the tickets. John Henry, sell this team. You guys suck. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, and Craig Breslow should be fired. People were insinuating all sorts of crazy things about Craig Breslow last night. And I don't know. I mean, a part of me, I'm going to side with the team in a lot of ways if there is a clear, I think, explanation for why they traded him. Not paying Mookie made no sense. Like, that was moronic. That's the worst trade of my life. I wasn't alive for Babe Ruth, but I mean, it's right there. It's on the same side of it. Like, it's on the same situation from that. So they wanted a team. Why now? Why the timing? Because the Giants wanted they can't hit again. The Giants were hitting for a while, and they're playing the Dodgers, and I think they took a look at it. And I mean, I think Buster Posey saw the lineup against the Dodgers and went, oh my God, they're going to pitch Ohtani. What are we going to do? So let's get into that side of it, because the Giants decide to make this trade. San Francisco can't get stars to sign to go play there. People don't like the taxes. They don't like the environment, and they don't love to go play in that ballpark. For Devers to hit in that ballpark, that's going to be a rude awakening.
I don't know. He's going to hit some balls in that
with the marine layer. The ball doesn't fly as far.
Yeah, he's going to do okay. I think he's going to do okay with the balls pulled. Okay, for sure. I don't know if he's going to, I mean, when you remove that green monster, hitting it the other way is different.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a great trade for San Francisco.
Where's he playing?
Do. Well, I mean, they're playing tonight. Well, no, San Francisco doesn't play tonight. I'm sorry. Boston plays tonight in Seattle.
Yeah.
And then they go to San Francisco.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you say we see Boston playing San Francisco with Rafael Devers at third or first?
Third, probably, because Chapman's hurt. But once Chapman comes back, it's his position.
Right.
So, like,
or they might say to Chapman, go play first.
Baloney. No way.
No?
Then you're in the same boat the Red Sox were just in. Chapman just signed a monster contract last year to play third base.
May do it.
He's a Gold Glove third baseman.
I know.
He won the Gold Glove last year. He's not good. No,
and he should play third.
Yeah, he's not playing third. Rafi's going to either have to play first or DH. And 2 years ago, this wasn't even an option, or 3 years, or whatever it was, when the National League implemented the DH. Now there's actually, a full 30 teams that he could have been traded to play DH. Before it was 15. So that's a huge break from a Red Sox standpoint, is to get him to go to a National League team. But I think Devers might play first base for the Giants. I think he could. I think it's an easier sell to him to say, hey, look, you're joining a team. We're really good. Our bullpen's great. We got some good starting pitching. We've got a good culture here, and we want you to be our DH and our first baseman. I just think from a Giants perspective, they're paying him a ton of money because they're taking the contract, because they can't get stars to go there. So that's why they're willing to take on that level of contract and salary. And frankly, they want to get back to their winning ways back in, was it 12, 14? They won every other year. They won a World Series.
Yeah.
So there's so much money in San Francisco. They know how much money is there for them to make, and they're competing with two very good teams, three now, in their own division. And so they've got to get stars and star power. So this is just keeping up with the Joneses by going and getting Rafael Devers. My worry,
San Francisco Giants now are a half a game
ahead. No, behind.
No, a half. They're actually a game back. I'm sorry. No.
They lost
two and a half. The way it's written is 2.5 back of Philadelphia for the top wild card spot.
Yeah. But they're only a game behind the Dodgers. Right, but only a game behind the Dodgers for the division. Yeah, like they're in the division.
That's what I'm saying. So, again, when these things happen, I immediately think of the numbers in the book. What do we got to do? We got to move this.
You have to adjust, Giants, right?
So, the Giants are a legitimate threat now to win the West, to win the National League.
7-1 to win for the division.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Thank you, Santana. Minus 525 to win the NL West.
But Ohtani pitching, coming back to being a pitcher, I think.
Well, yeah. But, I would be looking to go get some San Francisco money right now.
Okay.
To lessen the Dodger exposure. Right?
Yeah.
I would move the Padres worse. I would give you a better price, better payout than the Giants right now. Although their records are almost identical. I mean, 2 games in hand, 41-31, 39-31 for the Padres. The Red Sox are a half a game out of the wild card spot.
Yeah, and that's why fans are so pissed.
And bye-bye.
So here's my question for Boston. This is my question for Craig Breslow. So the Red Sox have now freed up, just this year alone, they have freed up $30 million, right? So now, what do you do at first base? They have got to go and get a power hitting first baseman. Like that, there is no question in the next 5 weeks until the trade deadline, Boston has got to go and find themselves a first baseman, a power hitting first baseman.
They don't grow on trees, right?
They don't, but there are teams that are out of it that have players that will be available, teams that will look to unload talent because they have fallen by the wayside. So I think Breslow is going to be actively looking for a first baseman to be brought in that could help this infield. In particular, get Bregman back to play third, and then get a first baseman to come in, because your middle infield's pretty much set. Your outfield's glutted. You have so many different guys at outfield you can bring in. And then, I mean, I don't know what Yoshida's going to look like when he comes back, but that's the thought, that they're not going to, that he was the guy that was going to get traded, not Devers. So now he comes back and he's going to be the DH, and he's been, a so-so addition for the Red Sox. At times he can hit, but he's not Devers by any means. They have a power glut. So now Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer, okay, guys, like, you're kids, but we need you to hit. You got to hit for this lineup, because if you don't, we're in trouble.
Right.
So that's where I think the Red Sox are gambling that Anthony and Meyer are going to be able to do what Duran did when he came up, is really shock some people as to how good they actually are. So you have the youth movement, 100%. But at the trade deadline, if Boston stays where they are right now, a game or two out of a wild card spot, you better go and be active. Like, you better go get.
You can't sell it any other way.
Go get Mike Trout. Okay.
Bomb. What?
I'm sorry. You're going to hate this, but I said this last night. You now go all in on the Pirates and Skeens. And
Who?
you go the Red Sox. You go and see what type of package you can put together to go get Skeens and see if you can do this. Now, your owner will have to never show his face ever again if he trades Paul Skeens.
Not ready for that.
But the Red Sox can give up an incredible package for Paul Skeens and go get something like that. Like, you need to do some type of trade like that, like you did with Crochet, where you went and got Garrett Crochet and everybody was like, holy crap, you got Garrett Crochet. Like, you got to do something like that. And so if you can go and land that type of talent, that type of superstar to come in, then everybody forgets about Rafael Devers and you're like, oh my God, this is great. So I'll be very curious. They're now below the apron for the tax, which is not a good look for John Henry because he's been accused of this for a very long time. There's a tweet that's been making the rounds.
He's running the Boston Red Sox like the Pirates.
Okay. There's a tweet from Bill Simmons.
Like the Marlins.
From 2022. There's a tweet from Bill Simmons, 2022, where he says the next guy to get moved will be Devers after the contract. I guess it may have been, next guy to get moved will be Devers. It was before he signed the 10-year deal. But he's like, Devers will get traded, and John Henry will live out his dream of selling the Red Sox at a great price because there's kids that are easily controlled for a long time, and he will join LeBron James to build an NBA franchise in Vegas.
Wow.
That's that was. Now, is that accurate? Well, the first part's accurate. They traded Devers. So they've now, Bogarts is gone. Devers is gone. Betts is gone. Sale is gone. The entire 2018 Red Sox championship roster is gone. There's not a single player left from the championship roster. So now you have this youth movement coming in. If you were going to buy the Red Sox or sell the Red Sox, not a horrible time to do it. The Celtics just got sold for $6 billion. What do the Red Sox go for? If the Celtics go for $6 billion, Sox go for more than that. $8 billion.
What are you talking about right now?
So, Nikki, are the Red Sox better than the Blue Jays and the Rays right now? No. But the Blue Jays can't hit on the road. And I say yes, they're better than the Rays. I mean, they have Garrett Crochet. So they're better than the Rays. Yes.
Right now, the three wild card teams in the American League are the Rays, the Jays, and the Mariners.
Yeah.
With the
and
Twins
the Mariners
and the Red Sox a half a game behind them.
Yeah, well, the Sox are playing the Mariners, so they got their competition right in front of them right now. So we'll see what they do against the Mariners. But I put the Red Sox just behind the Blue Jays, and they're going to get some pitching help back, obviously, with Scherzer and company. So, like, the Jays at home are a really good team. The Red Sox home record is the most stunning thing of the year. They have not played well at Fenway Park. So other than just now sweeping the Yankees. So if the Sox take off, and remember, the Red Sox have lost more one-run games than any team in baseball besides the Rockies. Okay. Or maybe it's the White Sox. It might be the White Sox, but they're the second worst in Major League Baseball. If they just go 500 in the second half of the year into the one-run games, they're going to be in the playoffs.
Who?
Like, Red Sox. They're the second worst team in one-run games in all of baseball.
Right.
So if they go 500,
they are. Yeah.
If they go 500, okay, in one-run games the rest of the way, they're going to be in the playoffs because they've got Garrett Crochet.
I don't know if they can.
Well, okay. Here's a question, right? Jordan Hicks very well could be brought in to be a reliever. He's a veteran guy who could stick out there as a long reliever.
Harrison goes right into the rotation.
No, they optioned him to AAA.
They really?
They sent him to Worcester. Yeah, that was what the broadcast last night on Sunday Night Baseball was the most surprised about. The guy that was supposed to start for the Giants, hometown kid, Bay Area kid, was supposed to pitch at Dodger Stadium against the Dodgers. 10 minutes before he was supposed to pitch, they tapped him on the shoulder and said, "You're to Boston." And then Boston doesn't put him in the rotation. Boston says, "Okay, great, go to Worcester."
Wow.
They sent him to AAA. So that was like the theory to that is that Boston thinks that they can fix Harrison's mistakes, that there's something that they've seen with him that they don't like, that they don't want him to figure out at the major league level. They want him to figure it out at the minor league level.
Okay.
So they like him, but they're like, we don't like this.
Not yet. Right.
Yeah. We don't like you just yet.
Just yet.
Yeah. From Dodger Stadium to Worcester is a hell of a trip. That's a good point. That is a hell of a switch from guys.
Damn, bro.
So he very well might be there. But I'm just going to put this up. This is real, okay? Rafael Devers' career stats away from Fenway Park. He's a .260 hitter with an .835 OPS. This year, 7 home runs and an .826 OPS away from Fenway. That's 47th in Major League Baseball. Like, I know you're saying he'll hit at was it Oracle Park now?
Yeah.
No, he'll at Oracle. Okay, but Devers has used the Green Monster to his advantage a ton as a left-handed power hitter. No Green Monster anymore.
Right.
For him to do that too. So that's one reason why people are saying the Red Sox are going to be a better team without Devers, because Devers, look, remember, what did he start the year at? 0 for 15, 0 for 16?
Yeah.
Because he refused to get ready in spring training because he was pouting about third base.
And it all culminated. But he turned it around. He was hitting.
He did. He was crushing it.
Fathead said Devers would have had 35 home runs right now at Oracle. They said last night. Is that right?
Yeah, the ball doesn't travel like that, though. I mean, that's the problem.
We have 35 homers.
Sunny, warm day.
Baseball.
Right, but it's a sunny, warm day. That's not what they play in. They play in a marine layer, 55, 60-degree temperatures all the time. The ball doesn't travel there. Like, it just doesn't. I've been there multiple times. The ball does not travel.
I think San Francisco is going to be so much better off putting him in the middle of their lineup. I think San Francisco is going to, extend this. Like Buster Posey must have said, "Hey, wait, you know what? They're talking about trade Devers. Let's go get him.
Yep,
we're this close. We're playing for first place tonight. So they're right there."
See, Iran Sean, I'm kind of with Iran Sean. Devers will be lucky to hit 10 home runs at home the rest of the season.
Wow.
I'm not. I don't know how well he's going to be. I think Devers is going to be a good player for them, but he's getting paid $250 million. So this is why the Red Sox were like, yeah, you're not living up to, and even his numbers right now, his numbers are good. He's, basically the 15th best hitter in Major League Baseball right now by numbers. They're paying him to be where Aaron Judge is. Like, they were paying him to be the best, not one of like a handful of greats.
Fine. I mean, Aaron Judge is doing historical stuff right now. So I don't know if you want to pay him to be that, but
okay. How about Cal Raleigh? They're paying him to be Cal Raleigh, and he's way behind him. Like, I think most baseball fans would say, give me Cal Raleigh over Rafael Devers right now.
Right now they would, but
yeah,
we'll see at the end of the season. I don't know. This whole thing may change the scenery, may actually really work out for him.
For both teams. It could work out for, the question's going to be, how does the clubhouse respond? If the kids are shocked and the Red Sox go into a complete tailspin and lose 6 in a row in the wake of Rafi's trade, the fans are going to be just out of their minds.
But if they were already out of their minds, if they
go the other way,
if they go on a West Coast trip here and lose 6 or 7,
yep,
there's going to be a tough trip to come home from.
Agreed. I agree.
There's going to be some mad ass people.
I think there's mad ass people anyway. Red Sox fans are furious because of the last 5 years, and it's hysterically funny because people my age go, "You kids are mad about the last 5 years because you haven't seen a championship in the last 5 years." Like, are you kidding me? Okay, go ask your grandfather what that was like when it went 86 years without winning the damn thing. So, like, we've seen 4 championships since 2004. So it's been 20 years of domination in winning in Boston. Nothing but great performances in superstar baseball teams. Like, I don't get overly angry about these things. I was really mad about Mookie. Mookie really made me furious. Like, you do not trade Mookie Betts. But everybody else, I don't mind it. I mean, Devers, I'm sorry, you work for people. If I was John Henry and I had somebody do that to me and I was paying them $300 million and I could get out from underneath it and say, that was a mistake, I shouldn't have signed you, goodbye, find someone else to pay you. I don't hate that he did it. I don't hate.
Well, now I
at
just
all.
looked at the schedule. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're at Seattle. Friday,
Yep.
Saturday, Sunday, they're at the Giants. And then
Giants.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're at the Angels. So 9-game road trip. Seattle first, then, Bay Area, and then Southern California.
5-4 at the worst.
So
You need to go 5-4 in the worst. Like anything beyond 5-4.
So what do you guys in the chat think they go in those 9 games? I'm going to ask the chat. Do they go 5-4?
No, I think they'll lose 2 of 3 to the Giants.
Lose 2, win 2.
No, I think they'll probably sweep the Angels.
1, and okay. So I think 4.
the Angels.
I think they win 4 and 5.
I'll go 5-4.
Okay.
Is what they would do. No one's gonna throw at Devers. No, they're not gonna earhole
I don't
Devers.
think so.
No one's doing that on
No.
that. How many times is Crochet pitching on the trip? 2 times for Crochet on the trip.
Let's see. Pitches tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds 2 days. He would be
Wednesday.
Let's see.
Wednesday he pitches. That's what I have him as. So he only pitches the 1 time, and then against the Angels on the way out.
Yeah, so he pitches. Yeah, he pitches twice. So they're winning both those games. They're beating Seattle and beating the Angels.
Okay.
So that's gigantic. Hunter Dobbins has been phenomenal.
Yep.
I mean, they could win both of his starts. So there could be 4. And then Giolito and Bueller are basically batting practice pitchers right now. So, I mean, my God. In game 2,
shout out to Jackie, by the way. Jackie's in the chat watching. Hi, Jackie. Good to see you in the chat. She's talking about the Tigers and them winning. And Hatfield just came in and said, "What's up, BvB? What's up, Hatfield?
Hi.
Good to see you."
Tigers. I don't know if I'd be talking about the Tigers right now.
Why?
with the way their weekend went.
Yeah.
Didn't go very well for them. You lose 11-1 and 8-4 to the Reds. They got smoked. Like 11-1 is 11-1. Like,
they're 46-27, right?
And they're
Best record in baseball.
and they are the singer, and I would be fading them if you gave me a no price that was decent on them to win the World Series. I would 100%.
Best record in baseball. Just
yep.
saying.
Overrated.
Okay.
Yankees overrated. Again, there's not a single American League Baseball team that I think is good. I think they all suck. I think
MLB has them power rated. Tigers first, then a bunch 1, 2, 3 National League teams, then the Yankees, and then 3 more National League teams.
Yeah, you should probably take that and just take the Yankees and Tigers and take them out and just go with those 6 teams from the National League, because that's what this is. That's what we're going to see come. I can't wait for the National League playoffs. National League playoffs are the real playoffs. The American League playoffs are like literally the secondary circuit. National League is the senior circuit for a reason. So it's just such a better. I mean, just the teams are just so much better. I mean, the Reds just took 2 out of 3 from the Tigers. Like,
happens.
I'm just telling you, like, it just, I know it happens, but I am not impressed. The Tigers are fine. Like the Yankees, I think the Yankees are average. I think the Tigers are average. Records don't care. Like just looking at their rotations, lineups, who they are. I mean, Baez is you think this is going to be what you're going to get all year out of him from the Tigers? I don't.
So far.
Yeah, so far. I mean, we got a long way to go here with the Tigers, and they're lucky to play in the division they play in. But Flaherty got absolutely tattooed. I mean, your number 2 pitcher got lit up like a Christmas tree
in Cincinnati,
and he hasn't been that good. I mean, Jack Flaherty is 5-7 with a 4.03 ERA.
Yeah,
7 earned runs his last start. 7 earned.
Like good.
It's just National League, and the Yankees can't pitch, and now they can't hit. Like, Rondon's getting beat by the Red Sox in consecutive starts. They can't score other than Aaron Judge hitting a home run, and he goes 1 for 13, right?
Yeah.
In the series against the Red Sox?
Yeah, just the 1 home run. That's it. It was his only hit.
It was a hell of a hit, but hit it to the moon. But that's the lineup for the Yankees would be, if I'm a Yankee fan, I'm very concerned about the lineup as to what is happening. The bullpen would equally concern me if I'm the entire AL Central stinks. The AL West stinks.
That's from JC from KC, actually. They just got swept by the A's.
The Royals can't score to save their life again. The West is what? The Rangers, I still like the Rangers, but I don't like them a ton. They're average, if that, their definition of average. The Astros are Like,
Are all the teams winning their divisions right now going to win their divisions?
That's an awesome bet. Are all the teams? Yankees, yes. Tigers, yes. Astros, question mark. Mets, no. Cubs, yes. Dodgers, I'll say yes. So almost. I mean, I think the Mariners will have something to say, and the Rangers will have something to say. So I'm with the AL West. So I think the AL West is kind of a question mark. I'm not sure the Astros stay where they are. 11 games over 500 is a bit over the skis of what I thought the Astros would be this year. And the Tigers being 500 is
You put together a parlay right now with the division winners. You pick all 6 teams that are winning right now and then change that one. See what that pays. Hold on, I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Let me go do that. Let's see. Let's do your division winners parlays on this. So if you parlay the Yankees, the Tigers, let's just, for fun, let's put the Rangers in there to win the West. That's probably not going to happen, but we'll say that. Let's put the Phillies to win the East, the Cubs, and the Dodgers. That is a 30-1 parlay. That'd be a fun ticket to have. Now, if you go with all division winners and just say where they currently are at the moment, and you go all division, that's, oh my gosh, that's only a plus 273 parlay. That's a 6-leg. That's a 6-leg parlay that only is going to pay you. Yikes. It's only going to pay you plus 273 with the Yankees, Tigers, Astros, Mets, Cubs, and the Dodgers to win their division. Again, I don't think the West is won by the Astros, so I think you go get a plus price. If you change the Astros out and put the Mariners in that parlay, that's 11-1, actually 12-1. That's not bad. That's a 12-1 return if you do that. If you leave the Astros there, but you swap out the Mets for the Phillies and say the Phillies win the division, that's a 5-1 return on that. And then if you take the Dodgers somehow and you want to put in the Padres, who potentially could do it, or say the Giants with Rafael Devers in that trade, they win the division now, that makes it a 46-1 parlay for Yankees, Tigers, Cubs, Astros, Mets, Giants to win the divisions.
What if you change the Mets out with the Phillies?
I just did that. But leaving the Giants or taking the Dodgers?
Taking the Dodgers.
If you take the Dodgers and you put the Phillies in there, it's actually kind of embarrassing. The price should be much better than it is, but it's not. It is 5-1.
That's it?
It's only
June?
It's only plus 273 to do what you asked. Every current leader right now, winning their division right now, a 6-leg parlay, is only plus 273.
273? You win
at FanDuel.
2.73-1? That's it?
Yep, at FanDuel. Whitrock said it's 4-1 at DK.
Wow.
So a little bit better to bet it at DK if you want. So they're lower. DK is lower on somebody than FanDuel is, or higher price on someone than DK than FanDuel is. So
that sucks. That should be more.
In June,
3 months split.
Pre-trade deadline, pre-All-Star break.
Yeah, that's the hard thing. I know we made so many adjustments on stuff at the All-Star break. You know, to get it set up for the second half, and then to get it set up for the 4 series after the All-Star break.
Right.
You know, there's usually a 3-game, a 3-game, a 4-game, a 3-game, or something right after the All-Star break.
Right.
From the 17th to the 31st that determine, when you look at it, you go, oh boy, they're going to come out of the break and lose, 10 of 12.
Right. A swoon.
And you try to get ahead of that with the price. And then you look at another team and go, oh, geez, they have Marlins, they have White Sox, they have Rockies, and somebody else. And you go, oh, they're going to win 8 or 9 games right out of the break. You adjust their price as well.
Yeah.
So, wow.
I only put this in the rundown because you're such a big John Morant fan. Desmond Bain gets traded to the Magic for KCP, Cole Anthony, and 4 first-round picks. If you're John Morant, what do you do? Are you pumped to be with the Grizzlies at the moment that they're now going to get rid of everybody?
Again, you just wake up on a Sunday and you're like, what is this alert? What NBA trade. What? I was more surprised, not that Desmond Bain got traded, but look at the return.
It's huge.
What did they get for Luka?
Not that.
Not right?
Not that. Yeah.
Like that can't. There's ish 165. Luka was only worth 1 first-round pick. LOL.
Yeah, these are all unprotected. 4 first-round picks, unprotected first-round picks. Magic are like, we don't want any more picks. Here you go. We're going for it right now. Give us Devin Bain. We'll take Bain. We'll give you everything. Here you go. I mean, Cole Anthony's a good young player. KCP's a decent piece. I mean, it's a better package than what Luka got back.
It sure seemed that way. This is where it starts, right? The silly season with the NBA and the trades and the guys demanding trades or talking about I want to go here, I want to go there.
They're claiming they're trying to copy OKC. They're going to stockpile as many first round picks as possible and just try to take as many shots as they can and see who they can hit on.
Who?
But if I'm the Grizzlies.
Oh.
But if I'm John Morant, I want no part. I want no part of that. Like, I want to go play now. Like, send me somewhere I can go win. Like, well, why do I want to be here while you guys take 5 years to figure this out?
Oh. I mean, he's the face of the franchise, no?
He
He's got a lot of things going on, too.
He is.
Where's he going to go get the pass that he kind of got? I don't know.
Do you know where I would love to see him go play? It won't happen, but.
Don't say Boston.
No, Houston.
Oh.
I would love to see John Morant in Houston.
Oh.
He'd be fun in Houston with that defense, with that mindset, and him being able to score for them.
Right.
They need somebody who can just take over a game and let them lock down on defense, but he can go do, it's very similar to what OKC does.
Right.
It's how they won game 4. Lock down on defense and then let SGA go crazy.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know. It's too early. I mean, what would you do with the price? I mean, adjust it, move the Magic a little bit. I think they got better, obviously.
Oh yeah. I love the move for the Magic.
Do they go to the 3rd or 4th best team now in the East?
Oh yeah. I think there are so many teams in the East that are live because of the Boston injury with Tatum. That it's I mean, I think the Magic are recognizing what everyone's recognizing. The East is wide open. Go get it. Yeah. Like right. You've got 2 great stars. Go get it. Like figure out how to go and win right now to go and make it possible. So that's interesting. Ja to Toronto. I don't think that's a horrible move either. Sending him to the East. I think an East Coast team going and getting John Morant. I would try everything right now. Given if you're going to trade Desmond Bain, that means I think you're willing to listen to everything and everyone. And so you could go. Jaren Jackson Jr., I would go and ask about him, and I would go and ask about John Morant and say, okay, what are you wanting to do? Like, what can I give you?
You're going to ask about KD?
Well, KD is going to get traded. I mean, that's the report. It's just a matter of when does KD get traded. He wants to go to the Heat, the Spurs, or the Rockets. If I'm the Suns, I don't care.
He said that?
Yeah. That's what Shams reported.
Oh,
those are the 3 locations that he wants. He does not want to go. There are certain places he does not want to go, and Minnesota is one of them. He's like, I'm not going to the Timberwolves. So sorry, not going from the warm of the desert to the freezing cold of Minneapolis.
Big change.
But he wants Heat, Spurs, or Rockets. I don't think if I'm the Suns, why would I care? Like, why would I listen to what KD wanted? I'd be like, you're going where I'm sending you. I'm sending you.
They will
to the best. KD to Toronto. Don't mind that.
Jay Treasy, what?
I don't mind that. I mean, he needs to go to. And I apologize for the guy in the background. The landscaper is not supposed to be here, but he is. I think there's a market for him. I think he wants to play. I think he can bring a lot to certain teams. It's just what will you give up to get Kevin Durant? Like, there's a lot that comes with him. So, I don't know. Just don't go to the Lakers. Like, please just don't go to the Lakers.
That's not even a possibility, is it?
I hope not, but the Suns hate the Lakers. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but that would be crazy to put Kevin Durant with LeBron James and Luka, put that threesome together. It's like, okay, please. Can we please not do that? But, I mean, him being traded, it's funny because if Tatum didn't get hurt, Kevin Durant to Boston would be loud. That would be a loud thing if it wasn't for the Tatum injury. But Tatum getting hurt kind of crosses that off.
Right.
Boston wants to get rid of salary, not add salary. And so they're trying to trade. I mean, I don't know that there's some thought that Porzingis and John Morant, Holiday are both being traded. That would be a hell of a return for the Suns.
Wow.
They could go get Drew Holiday in
Wow.
a package for Kevin Durant.
Huh.
So, I mean, don't think, but that will be interesting to see how that plays out. So we'll watch that, obviously. To hockey, Florida blasted Edmonton 5-2 in Game 5. You have to. What happened? Wait, what happened to the Oilers in Game 5? What in the hell was that?
They got
housed. Yeah,
they got Brad Marchand. First of all, Florida got a lead and protected it, and didn't do what they did in 3 other games. Right, let Edmonton back into a game. Florida really controlled the puck. Florida really controlled the neutral zone. There was nothing for Edmonton to do. It wasn't so much what they didn't do. That was the best Florida game from beginning to end of the entire series.
And it still went over.
How? That was,
I mean, still went over.
It was 2-0 going to the third.
It still went over. I was watching the game going, because I was on saves on both goaltenders, and I was dead wrong. And I was hate watching the game going, how in the hell? And then 5 goals in the third period. 5.
Yeah.
I was like, if I was betting totals, I give up. Like we talked about it. Under in Game 3. Nope. Under in Game 4. Nope. Under in Game 5. Nope. Like these games should have gone under. Like, where's the under game? We're 5-0 to the over in this series. It's crazy.
I think that was the first. I mean, obviously, it was the first stinker we got from one of the teams.
Worst game of the series by far.
Was the goalie a factor? I mean, because they had to change the goalie.
Agreed. Pickard had to play.
He had to play.
Yeah.
Who plays tomorrow, though? They haven't said yet, right? They haven't come out and officially said anything?
I would play Pickard, but that's just me.
Oh, I would play Skinner 100%.
Because then you're admitting, if you're not blocking, you go back to Skinner, then you're admitting you made a mistake in Game 5.
I don't care about any of that. I need to win Game 6.
Agreed. But
all right, puckheads.
Skinner got yanked.
And Will, I don't even have to say sorry for that. I said puckheads with a P.
Yep.
Who starts Game 6 tomorrow in Florida for Edmonton? I say Skinner.
Who would you start, or who will start?
I'm asking everyone in the chat who watches hockey and thinks, they want to be a coach or they have an opinion. I don't care. I say you start Skinner. JPC says Skinner as well. Type it in the chat. There's WV Punch Drunk 1. Skinner. You think Picard?
Pickard. I would start Pickard. Yeah, I would. It doesn't matter. Edmonton's making golf reservations.
Is it over?
I mean, look. Here's why it may be over. The Panthers have won 10 road playoff games in these playoffs. It's tied for the most ever. So if we are going back to a Game 7 for Edmonton, it's not going to matter. Florida can win Game 7 easy in Edmonton. So that's the problem. They're tremendous on the road.
Yeah.
So that basically means to me it is over, because it doesn't matter if the Oilers win Game 6, Florida's winning Game 7.
I think it's a huge upset if Edmonton wins.
Oh boy.
I think I don't even think the price is reflective of it. I'd have them a little bigger favorite, to be perfectly honest. I just don't.
I mean, these stats are Brad Marchand. 6 goals in the series. It's the most since 1988 for a single player. 2 players have scored 5 goals or more in 2 separate Stanley Cup finals in the past 50 years. Brad Marchand and Mario Lemieux.
In 91, 92, which was glorious. I was at every home game. That was so much fun.
Would you, if you're Brad, would you sign in Florida? If they offered you a below market rate, would you stay in Florida for a chance to go and win and go back to back to back? I know he wasn't part of the first run, but would you stay to attempt with a
They
3-peat?
look like they love him in that locker room.
They do. And he looks like he's in love with it too. But if you talk to guys in and around the NHL, they think that Marchand's going to go to the highest bidder. Like he wants one more big contract. He's not giving a hometown discount to anybody. And that's why he's playing his ass off right now, because he's playing for his next contract. And so he's going to get one more big one.
That winning, especially at the end, is a lot of fun.
Well, doing that, I mean, his second goal was ridiculous. Center ice face-off, take the puck, go around the defender, go forehand, backhand, backhand, 5-hole goal. Are you serious?
Yeah, that was great.
Like, what the hell was that? I was like, where was that version of Brad Marchand? Like, what? Like, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, he
So
stays
good.
in Florida. Dave's daily picks, less taxes, less BS, probably.
Yeah, you can do that in Nevada. You can do that in other states. You can do that in, or you go play for the Lightning. Like, you don't have to play for the Panthers per se. Supposedly, Panthers aren't going to pay him because they're already maxed out with a ton of big contracts.
Right.
So they're not going to give him top of the line money.
Right.
There's going to be a lot of other options for him money wise to go play, and that goal was sick. That was
absolutely. Yorkie was sick.
Don't know what. Yeah, they're gonna pay Bennett. Bennett's gonna make a ton of money. They have to pay Bennett. How can you not pay him? He's going to win. I mean, I think if you're voting Conn Smythe right now, who wins it? It's Bennett, right?
That's who I would vote for.
Yeah, it's Bennett, but because it's the whole playoffs. But Marchand keeps on doing this. The longer this series goes, and the more that Brad is doing what he is doing, the liver that ticket becomes on Brad Marchand to win it. It's a popularity contest. But Bennett is doing historic things right now in terms of goals being scored.
Yeah.
Like he's just been the whole playoffs. He's been unbelievable.
Yep.
So I think Bennett will.
Selfishly, I'd love to see it go till Friday, but honestly,
over.
I think it's done tomorrow.
I agree.
I
also think Edmonton. I think Edmonton wants it to be done tomorrow.
Oh, they don't want it to be done. They're playing for the Stanley Cup.
I think they're dead. I think that lackluster effort in Game 5 showed me that they're tired. That Florida's got them beaten down. Legs are tired. It's been a long playoffs. You're at home and you play like that. I know the travel was brutal. I know it was a short turnaround. I get all that, but it was the same for both teams. And Florida, I just think, is the fresher team. I think they're deeper. They're fresher. Their brand of hockey has completely worn the Oilers down. They're tired. I mean, McDavid, and that's it. Nobody else showed up for the Oilers. He was the only one that looked like he actually wanted to be there.
Yeah, they couldn't get nothing going. Nothing.
No, it was wild to watch. So we'll break down tomorrow, game 6 tomorrow night with the Cup in the building in Florida for back-to-back championships for the Florida Panthers. One quick W note: Caitlin Clark nearly goes for a triple-double, returns to the W after her thigh injury. That should be fever, not fever. That's like a Boston accent right there. Fever. A 102-88 win. First loss of the year for the New York Liberty. Caitlin nearly a triple-double.
Right?
32, 8, and 9.
It's a pretty big deal.
Hello.
For you guys that don't watch the W, that's a very big deal. The way she did it, how she did it, and who she did it against, all a big deal. So worthy of discussion here.
Yeah.
Does that mean they just turn it on now? Is it just bet?
Well, they're coming here. They're here tomorrow or tonight. Or maybe tomorrow. Their next game is here against the Aces, who got beat again. Asia's got a concussion. So since she's been hurt, they can't win because she's the best player that they've got, obviously, in a two-time reigning MVP and champ. But yikes. So it's Sunday? No, I think it's tomorrow that they play Aces and the Fever play.
No. Vegas is in Minnesota tomorrow. Connecticut is at Indiana tomorrow.
When do they come here? Let's see. They play
a few days away.
It's next Sunday. Friday. Sorry, that's the next nationally televised game. Okay, it's Indiana on Sunday. That game is okay. Yeah, Vegas plays at Minnesota. They're gonna get crushed. Then they play home against Seattle, which they maybe win that game, but not good. Fever at home against the Connecticut. Oh, they should kill Connecticut tomorrow. So, but Caitlin was back to being like Iowa version of Caitlin Clark. She was hitting shots from logos.
Right.
She was just bombing shots and knocking it down on this for that. So, all right. This is wild. We've been watching and waiting. When would he come back? When would he be on the mound? Well, we now know it's today. Ohtani watch, and this is why we do it. It broke last night. Shohei will be on the mound tonight against the Padres. First start ever in a Dodgers uniform. What's the rush, Dave?
Is this a panic move?
I don't know what the hell this is. This is Dave Roberts said he's bored. He's antsy and he's bored and he's tired of pitching simulated games. So we're throwing him in a real game. He's only going 1 inning, but he's going to do his
What if he goes 2?
He's going to do his rehab start.
Everybody keeps saying he's going 1.
He's going 1. They claimed he's only going 1.
I know, but what if he goes 2?
Well, that will if he goes 2, that leads me to believe that he threw 10 pitches and K'd the side.
This is
that would be why.
18 million. Why I'm glad I'm not in the book today, because you got to put up 1.5 as a total for the number of Ks, because you have to think he's only going up 1 inning.
But if he goes 2,
there's props. Will it be 3 up, 3 down? There's props. Obviously, will we get?
What's the
over
price?
1.5 strikeouts, over 2.5 strikeouts, over 3.5 strikeouts. The numbers are absurd.
3.5. Wow, that's tough. 4 strikeout inning. It's just a rarity.
Well, no, that means he's going 2 innings. You think he's going to go 2 innings,
or the catcher drops the ball and you get on first base.
Well, yeah, that would be a crazy 1 inning. And then there's a prop whether he's going to get 1K in pitching and a home run hitting. Like, you can do all these different, like, they went nuts. What's an odds for an immaculate inning? That is actually available somewhere.
It's got to be. It has to be.
Yeah.
An immaculate inning, for you guys don't know, is 9 pitches.
Right.
He goes 9. All Ks.
PC said, I bet under 1.5 Ks. They have to go kid gloves 1 inning.
I
would think so.
He's not going kid gloves. Ohtani doesn't do anything with kid gloves. No, he's coming in throwing. They know he's going to throw 100. He's coming out firing tonight.
But how bad is the state of the Dodger pitching staff, where they go, you know what? We were going to do this in All-Star break. It's June 16th. Yeah, start them tomorrow. Yeah, forget it. We were going to do that. We were going to do that simulated game thing before, where all you guys stand around. You know what? We'll do the simulated game during the game.
Do you know why? Here's my theory. My theory on why Ohtani is pitching is because they're looking at the division and they're really worried. They're looking at the Diamondbacks, who have figured it out even without Corbin Burns. Amazing win over the weekend. Come from behind. Incredible performance. They know the Padres, who's coming to town tonight for a 3-game set. They know what they're capable of doing. And the Giants are not going anywhere, and they just went and got Rafael Devers. Now, arguably, they were pitching Ohtani. No, they decided to pitch Ohtani after the Devers trade. So Devers gets traded, and I think they go, we got to get something going here. We can't wait any longer. And the theory is, don't have him pitch to live batters in a simulated game. Have him pitch to live batters in a real game. What's the difference? One counts, one doesn't, but they're both live batters, and he's just going to go 3 outs, and that's it. Let him rehab and do his rehab buildup with the Major League club and still hit every night.
Right.
It makes sense. I just thought they would do it after the All-Star break. I just don't get why now.
I don't get it either.
So what do you do tonight about the price? They're -156 favorites against the Padres tonight.
I think we put it up and just sit back and let the people tell us.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're going to bet this anyway, right? But the sharp guys are going to take San Diego without a doubt. He's only getting 1 inning.
Right.
So knowing that.
So do you think the price is indicative of Ohtani starting, even though he's only going an inning?
No.
Right. So why would they take the Padres just because he's only going 1 inning?
Well, that's
he's
why,
tired.
That's why it's only 150. I mean, legit.
If you're getting 6 innings out of
Kershaw,
okay,
what's the price? 170, 180?
Probably.
So you know, you can't make it too big of a plus, because the bad guys are going to take the Padres. You make it too little of a minus, everybody's taking the Dodgers.
Okay.
So you make it 150 and just let it sit. And that's what it's doing. I mean, everybody's got the same price. I just click refresh on my on screen.
Yeah.
Everybody, every single person, 2 books are off. Everybody has -150. That's amazing. DraftKings has -158.
FanDuel's 56.
And the one joint offshore bookmaker has -147. So it's pretty good.
Guys, keep us up to date on the College World Series. If that happens, Arkansas's pitcher throwing a perfect game through 7. Murray State's going to be good evening, good night in Omaha. So the 800 fan ballpark, Murray State, Kentucky Cinderella ending with a thud, unfortunately, in Omaha for them. But Arkansas is one of the best teams in baseball, in college baseball. So tough matchup. Tough matchup for them to face the Razorbacks after they lost to LSU yesterday, or 2 days ago, which was incredible for SEC fans. And the longer the LSU stays in Omaha, the happier the bars are because they get crazy.
Yeah, man.
They get crazy. Game 5 tonight, Indiana OKC. Line's 9.5, total is 224. The Pacers have not lost back-to-back games since March, Dave. You like OKC tonight?
Yep.
I do too. But you lay in 9.5.
Nope.
So, but the price, 2-2, $5 favorites. OKC is $5 favorites.
Ain't nobody giving Indiana much of a shot to win this game.
Or the series. This is over. Like, I'm stunned by this.
Well, the only way Indiana wins the series is if they win tonight, right? They don't win game 6 and then win game 7 on the road.
No, and the zigzag theory of this is crazy. Someone has to lose 2 games in a row for this series to really be won. One team's gonna have to lose to 2. It's the best 2 out of 3. So like 1-2-1, okay, but 1-2-1 means OKC wins. That's 2 straight losses by the Pacers. So like, and then if OKC loses tonight and they win game 6 and 7, then the Pacers have to lose 2 games in a row. So one of these 2 teams have to lose 2 games in a row for a championship to be won. It's crazy. It's like one of those like, ooh, okay.
Pacers win tonight.
Yep.
Can they win this thing in 6? They win game 6 at home?
They could, but they won't because the Pacers don't do this. So they don't do that either. I mean, what a crazy finish is right. If you were on the Pacers plus 6, that's one of the worst beats of the year in basketball. You didn't just have 1 foul called. You had 2 fouls called with the ball not in play. So they got 2 free throws. And then Mathurin missed not 1, not 2, but 3 free throws.
Oh, my goodness.
At the end of the game. I didn't have any money on it. I had money line. I parlayed money line OKC. So I wanted the Thunder to win. But I didn't care about the number. And I'm like, holy crap, they're going to cover. Like this is a miracle of miracles to cover the 6. They won by 7. So, I mean, goodness gracious. That's look, what do you mean, Vic? I have learned a lot. What I have learned is that the OKC Thunder are the better team. And that's just a fact. It's just a matter of they go out and play like it. Okay. Because you guys choked in game 5. Barkley's right. You guys choked the series. I know you don't want to hear it, but you choked the series. You had the game 1. You had the series. You had everything in your hands at home. And you let SGA go off in the 4th quarter. He didn't have a damn assist in the game. He didn't have an assist in the whole damn game. And you lost at home. Like, bad. Should be 3-1 right now. And yet it's 2-2. Massive game tonight. I think the Thunder win. I don't think they cover. 9.5.
Yeah, 9.5. It's the right number. I think you could draw both interest on both sides.
Fair.
You go to 10, it's immediate take. And if you put this 8.5, they're laying it. So you're good. You see where this ends up falling. I think a lot of people are on Indiana in general in this
Plus
space.
The points or money line?
Yeah. Plus the points, but there's a lot of throw out there money line too.
Yeah, and that's a good point. The Thunder melted in game. I mean, the Thunder should be up 3 games. I mean, they should be up 3-1. I mean, and honestly, if it wasn't if it wasn't for what happened in game 1, it would be 3-1. It wouldn't be 2-2. Yeah. So, I mean, the Thunder should be up 3 games to 1 in this series. They should be looking to close this out tonight. So, if it didn't what happened in game 1. So, I think it's going to be fun to watch. We'll get more into that game here in just 1 second, but time now for Better to Book. All right, I'm not going to overthink it here because I don't want to get involved with the line, but OKC, Panther, Moneyline parlay is plus 110. Tonight, tomorrow.
I think that's a bet. Just money line?
Thunder tonight, Panthers money line.
I actually like that.
Just a plus 110 play. I was surprised it's plus money. I was like, okay, I don't fool around tonight. This could just go OKC money line, Florida money line, plus 110 parlay on that. So
that's a bet.
For tonight, Nerfy, no run in the first inning. Padres Dodgers.
Ooh, what's that price?
Minus 110. Minus 110.
That's it?
Yep. I was stunned last night. It was minus 110. Stunned. So
watch Cease give up a run.
The Dodgers are the number 1 team right now at home in baseball to the Nerfy. And the Padres are the number 5 team on the road this year in Major League Baseball to the Nerfy. So I don't think the Dodgers score in the first inning against Cease. And then I don't think Ohtani gives up a run in the first inning unless he's really wild, because I think he's going to be jacked up, and I think it's going to be, he knows it's 3 batters. So it's just in fire. But yes, Cease could give up a solo shot to Ohtani.
I'll say that's what's going to something like that's going to happen. The Dodgers will score in the first inning. So
Can you imagine if Ohtani strikes out the side and then homers?
And then homers? That's it. Just walk done. Bye. Game over. That's it. Yeah. That
would be great. That would be very typical for him to wind up doing that.
Right.
Back to basketball first.
Hold on. I got 2 games for you. Sidewise baseball.
Okay.
Baltimore and Tampa.
Oh God. Really?
Orioles at Tampa. I got Tampa. Bet it or book it.
Orioles on the road.
Orioles on the road.
Tampa. Yeah. Orioles suck on the road.
Okay. And Philadelphia at Miami. Abel against Alcantara.
I looked at it.
Pick 'em.
Yeah, I looked at it.
I like Philly.
Give me the Phillies. Yeah.
Okay.
Alcantara is his last 2 starts haven't been awful. And one of those 2 starts has been very good.
Yeah.
So
one was against the Pirates.
Gives me a little bit of a pause going like, but the Phillies offense is still, even without Harper being what Harper typically is night in and night out for them and being hurt as consistently as he's been, Schwarber is still killing the baseball. So they still have so many weapons. So I'll take the Phillies.
Abel's been good in his starts. They don't always score when he pitches.
Oh, no. The kid hit someone to ruin the perfect game.
Oh, man.
That's the worst.
Oh, wow.
That's the Phillies hitting the oh God. Phillies team total over. Hi, Rainmaker. Haven't seen you.
Hey, Lewis.
How are you?
See you, brother?
Good to see you in here on that. Yeah, I'll take the Phillies, but fade the Orioles on the road. Yeah, yeah, sure. Back to basketball. All right, prop bet of the day. So in game 1, Miles Turner went off for 9 boards. He has gone under his prop for rebounds in the last 3 games, but he went 0 for 6 from behind the 3-point line in game 4. And I think Rick Carlisle is going to say to him, you're nearly 7 feet tall. Get your ass in the paint and go rebound the basketball for us tonight. Over 4.5 rebounds from Miles Turner.
What's the price?
And it might be offensive, minus 110. And it may actually be offensive rebounds for him tonight because they need him on the glass and not shooting threes.
So it's 3 in a row he's missed?
Yeah.
It was 1 out of 4 he's hit?
First game, he did not shoot. He shot 2 threes in that game. He shot 6 in game 4, missed them all.
I'll say this is a book it.
Okay.
I'll say he just gets under the rebounds.
He gets 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had 2, 2, and 2 last 3 games. That's what he's had.
Okay.
For boards. He needs to get rolling. I don't think he scores much tonight because I think he played such crap basketball. I mean, a lot of Pacer fans are put the loss on him.
Right.
Because he kept jacking threes in the 4th quarter and kept them missing. Everyone's like, what are you doing? Stop shooting threes. So I expect him to be a lot more active on the glass tonight.
Wow, Nikki said where he's at, over 4.5 up to minus 132.
Okay.
So that's the steam side. There you go.
All right. So there's a bet side on that one. Just go to 5. Why don't you just go to 5?
It's not what they do.
Yeah.
Different world.
Well, hold on. Let me double check that. Well, what price did I pay? That sounds like the price I paid. Hold on. What did I pay for a price? I played 132. That's what I paid.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. So that's what it was. Okay.
So it's flat. Sorry. So I had not paid 110. That's 132. Excuse me.
Okay.
On that. I had to check my price on that. Even under's even money on that. Okay.
Right.
15 Ks for the Arkansas pitcher. Hi. Murray State can't see the baseball today. That's too bad. They're going to be Good morning and good night when it comes to Omaha. News of the industry. We'll just touch on this really quickly because we'll watch this and then we'll do a favorite thing about today and wrap the show. There's a multi-state lawsuit that was filed last week in Massachusetts, in Ohio, against not just Kalshi, but Susquehanna as being the, quote, market maker for this. Is this the angle to take with Kalshi? Go after the people that are making the numbers for Kalshi and saying you guys are providing actual book gambling, sports betting information. And so it's not just Kalshi, but targeting the people who are giving them the numbers.
I think they're trying to get anything they can to get legs and trying to shake as many trees and see what falls out. I saw that. Wallach posted that.
Yeah.
He's been on it. He posted something and he deleted it
fast. It was the lawsuit that should be filed tomorrow by the tribes against Kalshi. And I thought, I was like, and he deleted it. It was weird. It was a 5-tweet thread.
Yep.
And then he had that ready to go and he posted it. Somebody got to Wallach fast and said, take that down now.
Yeah.
So and then he deleted it and went away. But I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because that's the lightning bolt. Like that's the lighting of the match that will set the fuse. That if the tribes sue Kalshi, good luck.
Yep.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Matching hats. This might be a first. His is a flat brim though. So it's not totally matching. But yes, matching hats is actually might be a first for us to go with matching hats.
You're right.
Matching Red Sox.
Good call,
hats.
Vic.
For sure with that on matching.
Yeah.
Matching Red Sox hats.
Yep.
Time for favorite thing about today. 16 Ks for the Arkansas pitcher. Hello. Favorite thing about today is what?
Yesterday was Father's Day.
Yeah.
And it was just another reminder how grateful I am to be a dad and how important I take the job and how really cool it is. I think I got the best gift I've ever gotten from the girls with that 1-minute video that they sent me, that they cut up and put pictures to. I forgot to send it to you. I was going to have you play it on the show. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because it was really good. And it made me a bubbling mess and, just crying and everything else. But it was really cool. So Father's Day, just a special, special day. It used to be, like I said in the past, melancholy when my dad passed. And I was a dad and I couldn't really get into it. And now that I'm into it, and as the kids are getting older, it's a special day. So, and then my other favorite thing about today is that we'll have an announcement on Friday, I think, about the show and about different things. I want you guys to stay with us here all week, but Friday's a pretty big day. I want you guys to be a part of it. So my favorite thing about today is that we've kind of decided that Friday is going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
And we're going to let you guys know what's going on Friday.
Yeah. So definitely we'll say more on that later on Friday. But I didn't say this on the juice that I wanted to, and I forgot. So I'll say it here. So yesterday, Father's Day, I don't like the term father. A lot of things. I like the term dad because I think there's a lot of guys out here in the world that have chosen to be dads for kids that they didn't father. And I feel like sometimes we forget about that. And so it's like Father's Day, and it's awkward for both the kid and the dad because it's like, well, I'm not your father, but I am your dad. I'm a dad role. And I think anybody with working biology can be a father. It takes a very special bond, and it's an honor to be called a dad. And so for all you guys who are out there who have stepped up, I think we should call it Dad's Day to honor you because you're doing the work that some other man decided not to do and not be around for. And I think you guys deserve to be recognized and talked about and thanked just as much because biology is one thing, but it's more than just biology. It's more about being there, being present, wanting, loving, caring, and raising a child. And yeah, it takes a village, but there's a role for men. There's a role for a male in every kid's life. And I felt like I didn't say that yesterday or 2 days ago on the juice, and I wanted to say that here. Just be like, for you guys yesterday, I hope that you had a great day yesterday too, because you've chosen to step up and do what's right for a young child, and that's awesome. So really
happy Father's Day to every one of you.
Yeah, absolutely on that. So, guys, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. We're back tomorrow for you guys on the replay crew. Thank you for being here as well on SiriusXM and on Sports Grid Television. We are back tomorrow, same place, same time for the live stuff as well on our YouTube channel. Dave, Matt, back on Tuesday for BvB.